Happy Wildcard Wednesday, everybody. My name is Jay Sheik. I'm a comic book artist and art professor, and today I have got an exercise for all of you intrepid comic book writers and artists out there. Let's get started. In his wonderful book, Understanding Comics, author-artist Scott McCloud discusses an operative phenomenon essential to the experience of comics: closure. As McCloud describes it, closure is something you, the reader, bring to the reading experience. Specialized knowledge, in other words, that is triggered by uniform and largely universal visual cues, the most prominent of them being the little white strips that run between image-laden comics panels. These white strips are called gutters, and it is in the gutter that our brains inject the interstitial information to logically, even causally, connect two or more juxtaposed images on the page. Where our brains perhaps fail us, comics also have a written narrative element, usually, to assist in connecting visual ideas that might be more disparate on their surface. Now for the exercise, and this is for both writers and artists, but especially comic book writers. You're going to select 3 random images. These could come from your camera roll, a Google image search, that old box of film photographs in the hall closet, wherever. They can even be 3 random comic book panels. What you're going to do is lay these 3 images out in a row and look them over. Rearrange them if you feel you need to, but the job here is to bring some closure to your selections. In other words, taking in the visual content of all 3 images, I want you to cook up a single idea or story that unites them into one logical sequence. Depending on what you've selected, this might be a tall order, and the story can be as crazy as you need it to be, but lean into your natural sense of pattern recognition and see what you can come up with. And be sure to take notes as you go so this doesn't become just some random exercise. What was it in the images that jumped out at you as being in common? What patterns? What things did you detect? What things might have made recognizing those patterns easier? This will make things a little bit easier for you as the writer, communicating ideas visually to your artist. And for artists, this is a great way of, working on your visual storytelling skills. How clearly do your images carry across the stories that you're trying to tell? And that's it. That's the exercise. What are you waiting for? Also, happy new comic book day. Now get cracking.